Hey gang, DVD collector back, or James. We're in the movie room and you're on the Movie Reviewers 100. And it's a collaboration channel where it's a theme every week and some of the best reviewers on YouTube, plus me. And it is Childhood Favorites Week. And I guess this counts because the tagline on the front says, based on the beloved children's novel. So I know it actually counts. It was one of my favorite books from when I was growing up. I think I found this book in about 3rd grade and loved it. And when the movie was made, it was also made by one of my favorite people. This is based on a book by Lynn Reed Banks, and that is Indian in the Cupboard, directed by Miss Piggy. Grover. Yoda. Frank Oz. One of my all-time favorite, possibly not one of my favorite directors of all time, but one of my favorite people to watch growing up through the Muppets. I'm a huge Muppet fan, as you guys all know, and I found out through watching the filmographies on this DVD that I don't own all of Frank Oz's movies. I don't own Housesetter, and I'm not sad about that, but I'm a completist and I will find you. Anyway, the Indian in the Cupboard it's about a little boy named Omri who gets a medicine cabinet looking cupboard for his birthday from one of his brothers, and his mom gives him a key. She collects keys, and he goes upstairs and he puts a little Indian action figure that his little friend gave him for his birthday, and when he puts it in there and he locks the cupboard, he hears noises in there, and when he goes over and he opens it, the action figure has come to life. Now, how cool of a concept is that? I am a collector of action figures, and I could just imagine if you will, I open up the cupboard, I place an action figure in there, and the next thing we get is live action Jason Voorhees fighting the $6 Million Man in the cupboard. I mean, there's endless possibilities. He takes out the $6 million. He takes out Jason Voorhees, and here comes Leatherface. He takes out Leatherface, and he comes in with Underdog. I didn't actually have these set up for this, by the way. That was just totally impromptu. But anyway, it's a very touching movie about a little boy who finds out about life through his friendship with this little Indian action figure named Littlefoot. His friend also gets jealous, so they bring over a cowboy. And the cowboy comes to life as well. I think the cowboy's the only... Yeah, David Keith. He's the only person I really recognized in the whole movie, as far as celebrities go. And he's not that big of a name either. But, you know, the Indian and the cowboy, they befriend each other. And it's... Omri learns death. He creates an action figure of an old man, and the old man dies, so he learns about death this way. He learns about friendship from the Indian. He gets him tools, he gets him little animals to hunt in the yard. And ultimately he learns that he needs to put things back the way they were. These people came from somewhere. Magically, when they appeared, their spirits of that action figure were somewhere. And they tell the story of where they were. And they were plucked out of that spot and placed in Omri's bedroom. They have just a little adventure. He builds a little house in a flower. It's like a cubicle of dirt that he builds a little house in. And if you watch some of the production photos in the DVD, it actually shows the set designs that they made. They made a giant shoe where at one point Littlefoot climbs on the shoe and is shooting the bow at the cowboy. The cowboy and Indian are not getting along, and he hits the cowboy, so they turn a little World War II medic figure into a real life man to help the guy out, and it's really funny. I've always enjoyed the movie. I've read the book probably upwards of 10 times. Like I said, a teacher of mine introduced us as a class to it in about the 3rd grade. And it's just always stuck in my mind as one of my favorites. There's so many great children's books that I that I fought with to decide what I wanted to do with this, and I ultimately went down between The Indian in the Cupboard and The Secret of Nim, in which I just read with my son last year. So ultimately I chose Indian in the Cupboard just because I hadn't watched it in a while, and I thought, you know what, this would be a perfect time to watch this. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you go out and, I mean, I know these are based on children's books, but some of them have some redeeming qualities. I know at the point that I filmed this, I've only seen Owls, which was Witches. I think that's the only one I've seen, because I filmed this really early. So and I had reviewed Witches myself earlier on the Horoscope channel that I'm on, and it still stands up today for me. But once again, that's a Henson movie and Henson effects, and you can't ever go wrong with that in my book. So definitely check out the rest of the guys' videos this week. It's favorite children's book movies. I have no idea what everybody's picking, but I'm sure they will nail it. So definitely check it out. And don't forget to either definitely read, or watch Indian in the Cupboard. It's magical. And wish I had some cool action figures to come in here. Oh, you know what we could do? Okay, the $6 Million Man has beat up everybody, but then ultimately, his arch nemesis, Optimus Prime, shows up, and we put him in the cupboard. Now my cupboard has to be a lot bigger because these are gigantic action figures and they fight. And awesome! I broke Steve Austin's leg off. Nothing like the live TV, folks. Anyway. Later.